You've noticed it, haven't you? Something has shifted inside you quietly, almost imperceptibly at first, but now it's undeniable. You see the world differently. You feel differently. And slowly, almost without warning, the people around you feel distant. The jokes don't land the same. Conversations feel shallow. The patterns of society that once made sense now feel restrictive, like a hand squeezing your chest. And here's the paradox. It's not that you've changed. It's that you're waking up to the truth that society itself hasn't evolved to match who you are becoming. Today you're going to discover why this happens, why it's not a weakness, and how to navigate this new reality with clarity, strength, and freedom that most people will never understand. The first thing you need to understand is that spiritual awareness isn't a switch you flip. It's a slow, sometimes uncomfortable awakening of perception. Suddenly you notice subtleties that others overlook, the unspoken motives, the hidden patterns, the energy that flows beneath every interaction. At first it's exhilarating. You feel sharper, more alive, more connected to something bigger than everyday distractions. But then the shift comes. The conversations you once enjoyed start to feel hollow. The social rituals that everyone seems to follow now feel meaningless, almost absurd. You start to see the cracks in every mask. And the truth is, most people aren't ready to confront their own. This is where it begins, the subtle isolation. You're not losing people. You're simply outgrowing the frequency of their awareness. And that realization hits like a wave you didn't see coming, leaving you wondering if anyone will ever truly understand you. As you continue on this path, you realize the energy you carry begins to repel and attract in equal measure. People who are superficial or resistant to introspection start to feel drained by your presence. They can sense the shift in your vibration, even if they can't articulate it. Meetings feel longer, parties feel louder, almost unbearable. Social norms that once made you feel safe now feel like a cage. But there's a hidden advantage in this discomfort. It forces you to seek deeper, more authentic connections. The very things that make you feel alienated also become the magnets that attract the few souls capable of resonating at your level. And just when you think this process is lonely, you begin to notice something incredible. There's an undercurrent of life happening beneath the surface of ordinary interactions, and only a few will ever catch it. Now here's where the truth becomes even more intense. Society rewards conformity. It rewards participation in predictable cycles, the kind of behavior that keeps people comfortable and unquestioning. But when your awareness grows, you stop following those scripts. You start noticing hypocrisy where it hides, shallow values that everyone pretends to uphold, and routines that keep the majority stuck. And this is where friction emerges. The world pushes back against those who don't comply. You feel it in the sideways glances, the passive-aggressive comments, the subtle social penalties. And yet this resistance isn't meant to punish you. It's a signal, a reminder that you are moving beyond what society was built to contain. You are no longer playing the same game, and that's both frightening and liberating. At the same time, your inner world begins to change in ways that outsiders cannot easily see. You develop patience for what truly matters, and a detachment from distractions that once consumed you. You notice patterns in human behavior that others miss, the recurring cycles of fear, control, and desire. Suddenly, small talk feels exhausting, because your mind is processing signals at a level most people never reach. You may find yourself craving silence over noise, depth over surface, authenticity over pretense. And here's the twist. The more aware you become, the more society feels foreign. You realize the world has never been designed for people who think this way, and if you want to live fully, you must create your own rhythm, your own space, your own rules. But the question remains, how do you do that without completely losing yourself to isolation? This is where the greatest paradox reveals itself. The deeper your awareness, the less you fit in, and yet the more you embrace it, the freer you become. You start curating your life with precision. Relationships are no longer obligations, they are choices. Work isn't just a paycheck, it's an extension of your values. Even your daily routines become deliberate acts of alignment, not societal expectation. And here's the secret most people will never tell you. It's not about rejecting society entirely. It's about learning to move through it without losing your essence. But achieving that balance requires courage, because every choice you make now may confuse, challenge, or alienate others. And just when you think you've got it figured out, another layer of reality appears, showing that social alignment is never fixed. It's a dance, a constant calibration that tests the strength of your awareness. Then comes the most profound shift. your influence begins to spread without effort. People may not understand you consciously, but they sense your presence. Your calm clarity, your grounded perspective, your refusal to be swept up in chaos, it's magnetic. And yet this influence is subtle. It doesn't scream, it whispers. It's felt in quiet moments, in small decisions, in subtle shifts in behavior around you. But it also carries responsibility. You start to realize that society will challenge you in ways that feel personal, but it's actually a reflection of its own limitations. And the most awakened moments occur when you accept that discomfort isn't a punishment, it's a guide, pointing you toward your next level of growth. You begin to see that isolation is not exile, but preparation for a life that few are equipped to live. What follows is a test of integrity and alignment. You encounter people who want to pull you back, consciously or unconsciously, into old patterns. Invitations, opportunities, and social pressures arise that feel familiar and tempting, but your awareness acts as a filter. You begin to intuitively recognize which paths support your evolution and which ones drain it. And the tension is intense. You feel the pull of belonging versus the pull of becoming. But every decision you make now compounds over time, shaping a life that is authentic, resilient, and remarkably rare. And just when you think the journey has no end, you realize there's always another layer, another depth of awareness waiting to emerge, another level of society that you can navigate with mastery if you are willing to embrace discomfort and growth simultaneously. By now you've likely noticed a transformation. The isolation that once felt like a curse begins to feel like a gift. It forces clarity, prioritization, and refinement of your relationships, goals, and energy. You stop seeking validation from the wrong sources and start building influence in the right places. The truth is, society never designed itself for people who awaken like this, and that's precisely why your path is so powerful. It may be lonely at times, but it is never meaningless. And the final revelation hits with quiet intensity. The more you honor your own alignment, the more doors open that society never even knew existed. But few will ever tell you how to cross those thresholds without losing yourself in the process until now. So where does that leave you? It leaves you in a space that most will never reach, a place of clarity, purpose, and invisible influence. You no longer fit in, and that's exactly the point. You are stepping into a life designed for growth, not conformity, for impact, not approval, for depth, not distraction. And while society may resist you, isolate you, or even misunderstand you, your journey is your own, a path where every challenge is a teacher, every friction a signal, and every moment of solitude a preparation for a life that resonates far beyond ordinary understanding. The choice now is yours. Do you shrink to fit in, or do you expand to align with your truth? Do you chase validation from the world, or do you cultivate influence from presence? The people who truly understand will find you, not because you seek them, but because your awareness is a beacon. And the most powerful truth of all is this: fitting in was never the goal. Being awake, being aware, and being fully present is the gift, the one that transforms not only your life but the spaces you inhabit. Take a moment, feel the weight of that truth. And know this: the path ahead is challenging, but it is rich, it is profound, and it is unmistakably yours. Step forward with intention, with courage, and with the clarity that society's boundaries were never meant to contain the fullness of who you are. Your next level begins now.